We've managed to pollute the world enough. It's full of crime, food shortages, bad air, and wars. Now, we need to find a new, clean place. Look at it. The red planet, Aries, the next great leap for mankind. It's romantic, isn't it? The idea of standing on that rust-colored dust, looking up at a pale blue dot in the twilight sky, pioneering a new world. Now let's wipe the fog off the glass. Mars is disgusting. It is a freezing, radioactive, airless desert covered in toxic soil that wants to kill you every second of every day. It has no magnetosphere to protect your DNA from cosmic rays. The average temperature is a balmy minus 63 degrees Celsius. If you took your helmet off, your blood would literally boil and your lungs would collapse simultaneously. It's not a vacation spot. It's a death sentence with a great PR team. Yet, we are obsessed. Why? Because Earth is getting crowded, hot, and frankly, a bit dramatic. We need a backup drive for humanity. But the question isn't if we can get there. We can throw tin cans at it until one sticks. The question is, can we live there? And I don't mean surviving in a bunker eating freeze-dried algae. I mean thriving, creating a civilization that doesn't immediately turn into Lord of the Flies in low gravity. Today on Foggy Glass, we are running the simulation. We are projecting the next 100 years of human presence on Mars, from the first suicidal campers to the first genetically distinct Martians. Buckle up. It's going to be a bumpy ride. The timeline begins, the 0 hour. When does the clock start? Optimists say next Tuesday. Realists look at the logistics. Let's establish our 0 hour, the moment a permanent rotating crew arrives with no immediate plan to abandon ship, as roughly aerocentric year 0, Earth year approximately 2040. Before this, we'll have flag-planting missions, glorified camping trips, but year 0 is when we stop visiting and start squatting. Here is the 100-year projection of the Martian evolution. Period 1, the mole rat years, years 0 to 20, approximate Earth years, 2040 to 2060. Welcome to Mars. The first 20 years aren't about exploration. They are about suffocation management. The Mars reality. The first colonists are essentially highly educated mole rats. Forget the glass domes you see in concept art. Glass lets radiation in. If you want to live past 40, you are living underground or in habitats covered by 5 meters of regolith dirt. Life is grueling. The primary job is shoveling toxic dirt to cover your bedroom. The gravity is 38% of Earth's, which feels fun for the first week. Then your bones start leaching calcium and your eyeballs start distorting. The psychology is the biggest killer. You are millions of miles away. The internet has a 4 to 24-minute lag. You can't rage quit a conversation when the response takes half an hour. Cabin fever isn't a risk, it's a certainty. The first Martian murder probably happens over someone chewing too loudly in the mess hall in year 7. Back home, the Mars colony is the ultimate reality TV show. It's inspiring, terrifying, and heavily edited. While Earth deals with peak climate crises and coastal flooding in the 2050s, billions watch a dozen people try to grow a potato in radioactive soil. Mars is a beacon of hope, but a very dim, expensive one. We haven't died out. That's the success. Population, maybe 100 rotating scientists and engineers. Mortality rate, high. Morale, questionable. Period 2, the industrial foothold, years 20 to 40. Approximate Earth years, 2060 to 2080. By year 20, the camping trip phase is over. The Home Depot phase begins. If period 1 was about surviving, period 2 is about ISRU, in situ resource utilization, which is fancy talk for living off the land instead of begging Earth for Uber Eats. The Mars reality. We stop bringing water. We start mining ice from subsurface glaciers. We stop bringing fuel. We start synthesizing methane from the thin CO2 atmosphere, the Sabatier process for you chemistry nerds. We begin 3D printing structures using Martian soil. The architecture is brutalist and ugly, but it's functional. We likely deploy small modular nuclear reactors because solar power on a dusty planet further from the sun is like trying to charge your Tesla with an AA battery. The biggest shift: private industry takes over. It's no longer just national space agencies. It's mining conglomerates looking for platinum group metals on nearby asteroids, using Mars as a gas station. The first company towns emerge. You don't work for NASA, you work for Ares Corp, and your rent is deducted from your paycheck. Earth is getting jealous. As resource scarcity hits hard back home in the 2070s, people start asking why we're sending trillions of dollars of tech to a red rock. The why aren't we fixing Earth first? Crowd gets louder. Mars is no longer a cute experiment. It's a resource sink. Period 3, the Great Divergence and the first Martians, years 40 to 60. Approximate Earth years, 2080 to 2010. This is the turning point. The moment things get ethically messy. 40 years in, someone is going to have a baby. It's inevitable. Biology finds a way, even in reduced gravity. The first true Martian is born. This isn't just a passport distinction, it's a physiological one. Gestating in 38% gravity changes things. These children might grow taller, their cardiovascular systems weaker in high gravity. This creates a terrifying reality. They can never go home. Earth's gravity would crush them. They are trapped on Mars. This fuels a massive cultural shift. The colonists who arrived from Earth, the Earthborn, are aging, dealing with radiation sickness and bone density loss. The new generation, the Mars-born, feels no loyalty to a blue planet they've only seen on screens. Political tension explodes. Why should Mars follow laws made by politicians in Washington or Beijing who have never worn a pressure suit? The first whispers of Martian independence begin. It's the American Revolution, but with airlocks instead of tea taxes. Earth is nearing the turn of the century. Population pressure is immense. They look at Mars not as a science project, but as a potential lifeboat that isn't ready yet. The political rift widens. Earth views the Mars-born almost like a new, strange species. Period 4. The corporate wars and terraforming Lite, years 60 to 80. Approximate Earth years, 2100 to 2120. 60 years in. The population is in the thousands, perhaps tens of thousands. Mars is functional, but it's brutal. We get arrogant. We start talking about terraforming. Not the quick total recall style, but terraforming Lite. We might deploy massive orbital mirrors to focus sunlight on the poles, melting CO2 ice to thicken the atmosphere just a fraction. It doesn't make it breathable, but it means you might only need an oxygen mask outside instead of a full pressure suit. It raises the temperature from instant death to Antarctic winter. But who pays for this? This period is defined by corporate feudalism. Mars is expensive. The entities running the oxygen plants, the water reclamation systems, and the transport tunnels hold absolute power. If you can't pay your air tax, they don't send a debt collector. They just turn off your valve. It's cyberpunk, but dusty. Social stratification is extreme. The wealthy live in large, radiation-shielded underground mansions with artificial parks. The workers live in cramped hab modules near the surface. By 2011, Earth has likely stabilized its climate through desperate geoengineering. But it's a different world. They look at Mars with a mix of pity and fear. Mars is the Wild West, a place with loose laws, dangerous genetic experiments, and hardened people. Period 5, Homo Martis, and the new normal, years 80 to 100. Approximate Earth years, 2120 to 2140, 100 years, a blink in cosmic time, an eternity for human evolution. We have survived the century, but we are not them anymore. There are third-generation Martians now. They are Homo Martis, a distinct offshoot of humanity. They are taller, their bones are thinner, their physiology adapted to lower gravity and higher background radiation. They hold Earth in abstract regard. Like a mythical homeland, they have no desire to visit. Mars is likely independent. Perhaps after a brief, pathetic war where Earth tried to cut off supplies and Mars realized they were self-sufficient enough to not care. The culture is fundamentally different. On Earth, water is cheap. On Mars, spilling water is a social taboo worse than punching someone in the face. Their society is rigid, communal, and deeply pragmatic. There is no room for waste on Mars. They have their own dialect, their own art forms based on low-gravity physics, their own heroes who never breathed Earth's air. Earth in 2014 is unrecognizable to us today. Highly advanced AI runs most things. The divide between Earth human and Mars human is real. We are cousins, separated by a vacuum ocean. We trade data, maybe some luxury goods, but we are two separate civilizations on two separate trajectories. Yes, 100 years of struggle, of living in caves, drinking recycled sweat, fighting gravity, and evolving into something new. Was it worth it? If you ask the person on Earth, still enjoying beaches and breathable air, probably not. It seems like a colossal waste of effort to live in a frozen hellhole. But if you ask the third-generation Martian, looking out their viewport at a desolate canyon that they call home, they might just tell you that they are the future, and we are just the history they left behind. In your opinion, what direction might the future of Mars and humanity take? Or are we permanently doomed to remain on Earth and perish? Let's discuss your thoughts in the comments. If you are interested in these kinds of topics, you can follow this channel.